Hi there and welcome to this video. And in this video, I wanted to discuss with you customer value ladder marketing. Now, what is actually that? What that is a specific process and a procedure that you want to take someone through in order for them to end up at a specific point that you actually want them to go. You know, the quote that directly comes to my mind is that failing to plan is actually planning to fail. And how that's applicable to this particular topic is this. When it comes to marketing, you know, things don't just happen for no reason. You know, the big companies out there and the people that are most successful at it, they actually have a step-by-step process that they take people through. There is no random thing just happening and there is no real guesswork. There is a specific process that they take people through to increase the lifetime value of the customer and more specifically to take them up that customer value ladder. Now, how it actually works is actually pretty simple. When I first joined marketing, though, what I actually thought marketing was, specifically online, you know, I seriously just thought I'll buy some ads on Google and I'll send people to a specific product. They're going to buy and I'll make the difference. Whatever that difference is, I'm happy with, right? Because I don't really care. I'll make a lot of money as I invest more and more. Little did I know that worked in the in the late 90s and maybe even the early 2000s for a year or two, where people were actually able to make that much of a difference. And the reason for that is because it was in its early days, right? And there were no real rules and policies and procedures behind it all. Google cracked down a lot of things, so have Yahoo, so on and so forth. And that's fine, because even if they hadn't, a lot of people have come on board since then, obviously. And they've also started doing the same thing. And as a result, the bids for the traffic go higher and higher. In other words, the margin becomes lower and lower to the point where it's actually a negative. And there is a very easy way to turn that around, and we'll discuss that in just a minute. It's actually part of the customer value ladder. So instead of that, you know, when I first joined and I was looking at that and going, oh, that's great. So I never really thought about, you know, how to actually take people through a process. I mean, because quite frankly, I didn't really care. Happy to take the difference between the advertising and the actual product sale as my commission and be happy at that. So as time went on, obviously that doesn't work. And it's at the point now where unless you take a customer through a customer value marketing ladder, quite frankly, it is very, very difficult to make money online. More importantly, you most definitely won't make much money to be in business for very long. So the way you go about this is this, and this is how you apply it, okay? So if you look at a ladder as like a step, this a step-by-step procedure that you take them right from a starting point of, let's say, for example, $0, all the way to the point to, say, potentially $1 million customer, then that's a value ladder, right? Because they're actually going up step by step, just like a ladder. Now, you might be thinking, that's ridiculous. There is no way that I could start with 0 and get people up to $1 million. But I'm actually here to tell you that there are people online right now that are actually doing that very thing, okay? And the way they're able to do that is because they take people through the customer value ladder because, quite frankly, when you first meet a customer, the last thing they want to do is buy from you. You know, so when you offer your product directly, they are not interested. I can almost guarantee you that they won't buy. Yes, there are specific people that can buy a rubbish load of traffic, and they make a very, very small amount despite the ridiculous amounts of money that they spend on advertising. Okay, so the way you actually do it is you take them through this value ladder, and whatever product that you have to offer, it doesn't really matter. There is a way to bring them in at the entry level, and then there is a way to cash out all the way at the top. Okay, so the best way to apply it for those of us who are online is to start with a $0 product. And the way we can do that is a free ebook, a free report, perhaps maybe a really cool graphic or template of some sort that someone might be really interested in. Let's say, for example, a couple of weeks ago, I was looking into some blogging templates, right? And the very second or third option that I came across in Google was like these free templates of how to go about setting a blog, you know, which I thought was really awesome, and I was really interested in it because I had my specific way of doing things, but I wanted to see what other people were actually seeing when they were doing their homework. And so I opted in for this for that template. And as soon as I came to the page that had the template for offered, the very first thing obviously is that it offered for me to download that template free of charge one template, and then directly after that, as soon as I downloaded it, right below it was a purchase for $37, and it was for 7 other templates that related to online marketing, right? So you can do the same thing irrespective of what you're offering, even if it's a like a company like Empower Network, for example, Move MTTB. You can find something that you can offer for free, or at the very least, you can create something that you can offer for free, right? Whether that be an ebook on a topic that you know a lot about, video marketing, email marketing, whatever the case may be, it doesn't really matter. Offer that for free, and then people will be more interested in getting into your emailing list, right? And that's where you can really start making some money from them, because people buy from people that they like, trust, and respect. And the way you do that is you get them into your list by offering something really cool known as a lead magnet, your opt-in offer, your free giveaway, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter, right? There's a million names for everything online. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same thing. Someone's just come up with a different name at some point. All right. So once you do that, the next thing you want to offer is something at an entry-level pricing. That $37 for me is the top of that entry-level pricing that you want to offer based on everything that I've looked at. And the lowest that you really want to go is $4.95. And this is where you make your money back from your advertising. Because let's think about it. If you offer someone an opportunity to join a company, let's say, for example, and that company is going to cost them, let's just say for argument's sake, $997 is a pretty standard price these days to join at a reasonable level to really start making some serious commissions. When you go about, if you offer them that $997 straight up, even after the $0 offer, there is a very, very small percentage that they're going to join. In fact, the majority of them are probably just going to run away, and you might not even ever hear from them again because you've scared them away, showing them too much too soon. Okay. What you want to do is you want to offer something between $4.95 and $37 and offer that to them. It doesn't really have to be something, it obviously has to be something of great value. You can't just be flogging off crap. All right, people will buy into it, they'll be ridiculously disappointed, and then they'll never join again. Offer something of value, something that is really, really worthwhile their money and time. Okay, once you go from there, so if you think about it, this is the $0 level, right? That's where they first got in. The next level is somewhere between $4.95 and $37. And then the next thing you want to do is some sort of continuity program, and I suggest that be at around the $37 mark. If you really want to push the button, you don't want to go any higher than 97. Even 97 is pushing it. I've tested things at 37, 47, 57, 67, and 37 obviously dominates for obvious reasons, right? But you need to test and tweak based on your product and how much money you need to make back to cover your advertising so that you can start making money moving from this point of your sales funnel onwards, right? So when it comes to your value ladder marketing, again, these are the step-by-step processes that you want to take. So the continuity program is something that someone will continue to pay for on an ongoing basis, and it can be monthly, quarterly, bi-yearly, or annually. I suggest monthly, but at the same time, if you have a good enough offer, you could offer like a 1-year membership, for example, rather than offering it for $37. If you find that people only hang around for 6 months, instead of offering it for $37, you work out what that average is at 37. You offer that plus a little bit less. It's almost an irresistible offer, and you'll get all your money straight up, right? And then the final step of the actual ladder is your high-end product, right? Your back-end product, some people call it. And this can be anything from $97 upwards. Now, obviously, your businesses are going to go very far if your highest-end product is $97. And if that is the case for you, that's fine, but it just means that you need to offer more products. It can be something as simple as, offering more time, more products, more value. So for example, there was this one specific niche that I went into where I got to the point where I thought, well, this is everything that I have to offer, to be frank. And when I went through it with my coach and we looked at the actual value ladder, what we found was that all I really needed to do was offer coaching on top of what I was already offering, and that multiplied the price by 5, right? So that particular program, I went from a continuity program of $97 all the way up to an annual membership of $997. And then my high-end ticket, my top-end product was $4,997, okay? So you want to do something similar to that. Where it can be a 12-week one-on-one mentoring course. It can be a 12-week mastermind. It can be a 1-year program. It's completely up to you. Now, obviously, personally, I would not suggest 1 year. Why? Because 1 year is a very long time, and I'd say at least 80% of people, maybe even 90% of people, lose their motivation after 2 to 3 months. And what you want to do is if you capture them in a small window, that 2 to 3 month gap, where you can motivate them to the point where they get some really good results, then there's a good chance that they're going to reinvest and you can keep growing from there, right? You can help them go higher and higher in terms of what they're actually making, and your business can get more and more value or more and more profits because you've now got someone who's joined 2 programs instead of 1, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Look, I know there's a lot of information to take in, but look, trust me, you want to add customer value marketing to your plan, irrespective of what it is that you're doing. Because if you send people directly to an offer, it ain't going to happen. More importantly, you want to make sure you price things at the right level. As I've mentioned, you don't want to go in. You don't want to start with your top end product, at $997. You'd be a lot more successful if you came in with a product at say $7. And that's where I'm heading with what I'm doing right now. Is that I'm going to be adding a $7 product on top of my entry-level product, so that when people opt in, they have the option of buying that. It's going to be a kick-ass product, don't get me wrong. It's going to be worth a hell of a lot more than $7, but what I'm going for is the cool factor. And at the first and second level, all I'm really doing is trying to break even with my marketing, okay? Because I know once it gets to level 3, 4, and 5, that's when I actually start making my cash. And really up until that point, I don't really mind not making money as long as I break even, because once I go beyond that is when the cash really kicks in. So start applying this to your marketing and whatever it is that you're doing online. And look, if you have any questions, please comment below. If you're on the blog post, thank you very much for stopping by and reading. Comment below on the blog and I will answer any question that you have. Or, more importantly, schedule a one-on-one meeting with me if you're not sure how to go about implementing this ladder to your business. Okay, and we will sit down and we will mastermind together and how we can help you apply the customer value marketing ladder to your business so that you can be more successful, have happier customers, make more revenue, and ultimately have much more successful clients, which means the circle keeps on spinning. Everybody is happy. Everybody is making more money. And this is what we call a win-win. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.